So we are live now on YouTube, okay?
Sure. Very good morning to everyone, to all the participants who are connected with us online, and also
So we are
scholars
live
are
now
in
on
person.
YouTube, okay?
Yes, sure. I think Professor Shakir, you can proceed with the conference introduction and then.
Yeah, sure. So yes, 2 more minutes, please. In because we already informed all the participants for 9 a.m. So we can just wait for 2 more minutes and then we will proceed with the session. Just one participant still staying with us online. I hope other will join soon. Okay, so I think we need to start it, and it's already 9 a.m. We don't need to wait anymore, and I hope that some of the offline participants will arrive soon to the room. And I'm also hoping that the online participants will join us soon. And here on behalf of all IIARP team, I welcome all the participants to the international conference organized by IIARP in association with Glovento conference. And I'm Dr. Shakir from IIARP, is a coordinator for this conference. And I hope that all the participants already got the program schedule and all other instructions for this hybrid session, which is online as well as physical conference in Bangkok, Thailand. And it is to be noted that each participant need to have only 10, maximum 10 minutes for presentation, and we will give extra 5 minutes to each participants for question and answer session. And after the completion of all the presentations in each session, online and offline physical session, we will have question and answer session. So you can keep noted your question and suggestions, and you can come to join the Q&A session at the end of each session.
Good morning. We
So I
have
want to mention that those who already sent the presentation in recording form, they don't need to play it here in the live session. We will upload it to our YouTube channel, and later I will share the link in the chat box. You can then visit the YouTube channel to see your presentation there. And here, I warmly welcome Professor Dr. Bilal Khalid from KMITL University, Bangkok,
Thank you.
Thailand. And Professor Bilal will lead both online and offline sessions. He will have the role to assess every live presentation based on this assessment. There will be an excellent paper, the excellent paper and presentation award in the form of certificates. And the assessment criteria is quite simple, which include best contents from the paper, presentation skills, time management skills, and how the participants attract other audiences and provide suggestions or ask questions in a session. So we will first start the online participants presentations, and I will call each participant with the last 3 digits of the paper ID with their name and the paper title, so they can come to present their papers. And after the session, the first session, which is online, there will be Q&A session. So you can keep your questions and you can come to join the Q&A session, and you will then ask your questions. Now I will invite Professor Dr. Bilal Khalid to have opening remarks. Then I will provide a short presentation, an introduction to IIARP, and after that, we will come to the online session. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Bilal Khalid, for joining us this
Thank you.
con.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to the uh, host of this conference, which is IIARP, and I'm very glad to be part of it on behalf of King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Latkrabang. And it is a great pleasure that we can have this kind of diverse conference where we have participants from all around the world. I can see quite interesting and quite diverse participants. At the same time, you are having presentations online as well as in person. So letting scholars, letting researchers to have an opportunity that they can present at their convenience. Maybe some may not have the enough possibilities, or maybe they having lectures. So it is, I can say, it is very interesting initiative which has been undertaken by the IIARP and the Glovento Publishing House, which can organize this kind of conferences. And it is glad for me to be here to supervise the sessions. I can understand there are some online participants with us, so maybe we can proceed with the participants who are here. Okay, maybe I can understand uh, Professor Jansen. Maybe we can have his presentation to begin with, and
Sorry,
continue further.
sorry for interruption. First,
Apologies.
I will just introduce them a little bit
Okay,
with
okay, please.
IIARP. and then we
Okay,
can
please.
to the online
Sure,
session.
sure, sure. Apologize. Yes, yes.
Yeah, no problem. And I just want to remind the online participants that if you can rename your name with the first or last name plus the last three digits of your paper ID, that we may know who is available and who is not. Thank you so much for that. If you don't know how to rename your name, just click on the three dots right corner of your picture and you can see that how to rename your name with the last three digits of your paper ID. Is it easy? If you don't know how to do that, just send me your name and the last three digits of your paper ID. I will do that for you. Can you hear me, online participants? Oh, yeah. So 4482. Mr. Jansen, yeah, I can see that you already renamed your name. Thank you so much. And one more participants, that's just I can see A. I don't know what's your name. Can you please do that? Okay, so I don't know whether you can hear me or not. I will just come to share my screen and I will go with the introduction. Let me check. Is it
Is it
visible to
visible?
everyone? Hello?
Yes, yes, it
Okay,
is visible.
thank you so much. So this is IIARP, International Institute of Academic Research and Publication. IIARP is a dynamic conglomeration of academia and professional, which is dedicated to promote research and innovation, making a significant global impact. And our primary objective is to unite researchers, scholars, and professionals from around the world, fostering an intellectual development and facilitating opportunities for networking and collaboration. This association or this organization is actively engaged in various academic activities, networking events, meetings, conferences, workshops, research projects, and many more different activities. Additionally, we are committed to publish cutting-edge research publication and recognizing outstanding achievements through academic awards, scholarships, and many more projects. So these are some of our associates and partners, including Glovento, Conference, uh, uh, Conference Alert 360, and manuscript edit by IIARP. So basically what we do, we are involved in world-class networking, which is quite important for every scholar, which connect you with the global community of scholars and researchers, as only the first. Why it's echoing my voice? I don't know what's the problem over there. Uh, so we
It's
are
okay.
also organizing international and national conferences around the world, and we are involved in publishing cutting-edge research and other things related to scholars, important to scholars. So these are some of the activities we are involved in. Uh, so these are the places. I don't want to mention every place we have organized conferences in since 2016 or 15. But I can say that we are organizing conferences every month in the top cities around the world. And visit our website to see the previous conferences in the proceedings and other things related to the conferences and other academic activities. So IIARP provide publication opportunities to the participants joining this session. And I can say that your abstract will be published in the proceeding book with the DOI number. And you can also choose to publish your paper in peer-reviewed journals, such as indexed by Google Scholar and Dowd and other international peer-reviewed journals. You can also choose to publish your paper in Scopus and Web of Science Index journals. And later, if you are really serious to publish your manuscript, our team will guide you how to submit and how to
Within
prepare
how to
requirements for submitting the paper to the journals. And we also provide a comprehensive publication support, and which include manuscript editing services, evaluation, including peer review, journal submission, and many more things related to your manuscript. So, yeah, these are some of the guidelines that you need to have in your manuscript, and uh, then it will be easier for you and our team, publication team, that to proceed with your manuscript in for the publication process. Your manuscript need to be original, not plagiarized, and yeah, one of the author
the author.
must be qualified researcher who has published at least one or two peer review articles. And your article must have a very good English, clear, at least clear. And you need to also meet some other requirements for publication, such as there must be ethical guidelines, as every researcher need to do. And yes, so this ethical approval is quite important for a different journal, including our Scopus Q1 journals, such as F1000 Research. Later, if you are interested to do that, we can guide you regarding this F1000 Taylor and Francis journals. And you also need to provide the data for manuscripts, such as interview schedule, questionnaire, or the SPSS file or other things associated with your manuscript. These things are also quite important to be submitted along with your manuscript to the journal system. So these are some of the requirements you need to know, and later we can guide you step by step how to do all these things. So these are some of the examples. We have published the paper in the in different journals in different fields, such as peer review journals, international peer review journals, Scopus Indexed, and Web of Science Indexed journals. You can visit our website and you can explore more about our previous publications. So some of the glimpses from our previous conferences. And again, I will mention our website. You can visit our website, www.iiarp.org, to explore more. Yeah, so these are the glimpses from virtual sessions, previous virtual sessions. And at the end, I will mention that we need to be environmental friendly. And for this purpose, we will send the proceedings through your email, and all other things such as certificates we already printed for the physical participants, but for the online as well as in-person participants, you will receive all the proceedings and other things through your email. That's just to be an environmental friendly approach. Yeah, thank you so much. That was just a short introduction to the IIARP. And I don't know why some of the participants are quite late, but still we need to start the online session and then let's see who's come.
I would like to bring to your attention one of the participants who is online with us with the letter A, one of the authors, Amal Al Hijali. I think the authors have already submitted their presentation online. So the author has submitted a pre-recorded session to you. So
Yes,
you
Mr.
mentioned,
A, Mr. A.
yes, yeah, Miss A, I
So
think. Amal.
we will skip that. As I already mentioned, they don't need to uh, play or present their PPTs here. So we will
Okay.
upload it to our YouTube channel, and the link I will share later in the chat box so they can get it there. We then only have one online participant for a two. Let me see the number of this participant in.
I think recently we have one more participant from University of Papua Guinea, right? Yes, Papua Guinea, and Professor Ruth. So we have three participants in the
Online,
room.
we have
No,
three
no,
online
and
participants,
three in person from
three in
Bangkok.
person.
Yes.
So I don't know. As we decided, we will first
Proceed
finish
with
the
the
line.
online
But
presentations.
if you want, Professor Bilal, if you want, we can then start it from the in-person participants. What do
I
you
think
think?
it
I
is
don't know.
better. It is better. It is better we start. Who would like to volunteer?
I'm checking out. I'm checking out
Checking
the
out.
flow from see.
Okay.
So you know,
Okay. You would
I
like
can
to.
present my areas. Okay.
Okay. I think maybe you can come, Professor Ruth. Okay.
Thank you so
So,
much.
do you have your
I have my
presentation? Maybe can I get it on my email or maybe on the USB, whatever is convenient to you.
for my first grade.
Okay.
So, Professor Bilal, as you know, just please keep in mind the criterion. Go ahead with evaluation. Thank you so much. And as I mentioned, please keep it to 10 minutes, the presentation.
Yes.
We
Yes.
may have enough time for all other
Okay.
remaining
Okay.
participants.
Thank you.
So the documents are there, but this one is
Okay. Let me put this on and then we can.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. Let me
It's coming up.
see.
It's by itself, PowerPoint.
Yeah. There is. I can text on
It has the initial of the
my.
this conference organizations.
Yeah. 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 I think maybe.
So
Can you please just tell me your paper ID, the presenter?
GCBE.
The last three, just the last three digits, please.
Okay, 465.
4465.
That's right.
Where
Okay, thank
IIERP? Where is this? Is the
Yeah, it's done. I'm
that
done.
this one?
That's the one.
Okay. So you can tell me and I can move the yes
So
the presentations.
shall I start?
Yes, I think you can start. We have 10 minutes for the
Just 10
presentation,
minutes. I'll
followed
be
by.
very-
Yes, please. Okay.
I'll be
Okay.
very quickly.
Okay.
All right. First of all, I'm so proud and I'm so happy to be here at the International Conference on Social Sciences, Research and Business Management. The title of my paper is Rude Women and Leverage, Barriers of Quantum Identity, Sifting Shadows in a Patrilineal Society. My name is Ruth Kamasonga and I'm affiliated with the University of Melbourne. Next. Go to the next. Now I'm a lecturer and I teach language and literature courses for the last 12 years. And I have worked in a PhD in English communication in 2004 at the University of Papua New Guinea. In 2005, I graduated with a bachelor's BA Honors degree in literature at the same university. And in 2021, I graduated with a master's degree in literature at the same university. I published a couple of papers and presented a couple. Here I just listed 3 of them. And my interest is in documenting and presenting papers on the UA language. Many uses of Now, as you can see, this is the Simbu provincial map. And the Simbu province is situated right in the heart of Papua New Guinea. You see in the inset, that's the map of Papua New Guinea. And right in the center of it is the Simbu province. And so I'll be talking about women in the shelter with language group, which is located in southeastern part of the Simbu province. So the Lewis Society is a patrilineal society where men are owners of the land, language, culture, and everything, both physical and abstract. However, women are just mere sellers, and they hide under the authority of houses, male relatives. Next. Okay, so the UN population stands at 22,000 to date, and half of this population is made up of women. But unfortunately, they're culturally categorized as kettles. They are termed as in US alpha number, which means our women who raised. So this phrase means women are property similar to livestock that people own. And a woman is of immense worth when she's sold by her tribe to a husband's tribe, and the husband's tribe, her tribe receives a bride price. That's where your work comes from. Next. All right, I have interviewed 5 people from the US tribe on marriage custom. The reason being that women are often seen through their marriage. Apart from that, it has no significance in terms of identity. So some of the valuable cultural information which I'm going to discuss is called from memory from my late father, Mates Kamasungo, who is a Human man, and other information I collected are from my own experiences at native Human woman. Next. All right, as you can see, I have a lot of points, but because we're running out of time, I'm a very busy. Yes, please. One out. Please. So, firstly, I will look at the women being subservient to men. Secondly, women are seen as bearers of phantom identity, and a woman's life shifts from one stage to the next, especially throughout her married life. So we will look at that, and then I'll talk about the benefits. Now, I'm going to bypass the disadvantages because as I'm talking through this, you will know the disadvantages of being a woman in the society. And I'll look at the conclusion and the benefits. Next. So women have been subservient to men. Men and fathers, owners, managers, landlords, and of land properties, and they also own women on the tribe. So men are owners of they own physical geographical spaces inherited from the male ancestors. They also own abstract items such as language and culture. Men are static and stable, however, women are mobile and unstable. Women are termed Ariol in Yugu, which means people from another tribe who doesn't belong to the tribe that she is born and raised in. Because when the time is right for her tribe will sell her into marriage, and she will stay in the husband's place. When women are married to men from other tribes, they are expected to assimilate into their husband's culture and custom instantaneously. This often poses a challenge for women because some of those customs and cultures can be unfamiliar for the woman. Next. Now, women are seen as a lesser gender. Because of that, she has lesser rights and are prone to be mistreated by her husband and his family. So in the case of a divorce, she suffers a greater peril. She becomes doubly displaced. First of all, from her own people, as you can see, she was sold out into marriage. And that means she leaves everything that's familiar to her as he's supposed to be integrated in the husband's culture. Now, if she doesn't successful schooling, it's not successfully performing from the husband, his family's point of view in his area, then she can be divorced. If she's divorced, then she becomes doubly displaced or highly displaced. If she returns to her own clan, she has to live with a male relative. If she remarries, she has to follow the same cycle again, and that means trying to assimilate herself into a new culture or that new man. So women are actually bearers of phantom identity, and she is recognized only to a male relation. Outside of that, she is a nobody. She doesn't have any identity. You women attend Arid Talbo, which means which is a derogatory you attend, which means women, she's a noble. Women as classification is placed at the lowest scale in society. Women as mere shadows of men place a basis and mundane role in childbearing, taking care of livestock, do gardening, harvesting, transporting food, and his family.
เดี๋ยวมันพร้อมปิดเลยเดี๋ยวพร้อมปิดใกล้ปิดแล้วทำได้แป๊บนึง
ได้ครับได้
You can please continue. Yes, you can please continue.
I get from by October 1996
Yeah.
23.
Okay.
I have to go back.
Okay, apologize.
Consider division of labor between males and females in the islands of Hawaii. Plays an important role as men still remains a mission. Next. Now, identity shifts from one stage to the next, both across the married life. So here we see is a metaphorical term is an arrow. So the tribe is seen as a marksman who has a bow and arrow in his hand, and he will pull the bow and let the arrow fly. So metaphorically, the tribe is seen as a marksman with the arrow and a bow and arrow in his hand, and the woman is seen as an arrow. So when her time is ready for her to get married, he will pull the bow and let the arrow fly. That was what it means. So every woman in the U.S. society, they know that as they grow up, that they don't belong to the tribe they were raised in. Fulfilling her duties as a woman is her number one role. She has to get married, have children, make gardens, raise pigs and livestock, serving her husband and his family, looking after business and others. Her other important role includes learning her husband's language and assimilating into it very quickly in order to survive successfully. She doesn't have a choice. Different situations and circumstances in her life plays a roller coaster for you, woman. So, in a case that she doesn't perform well, that is to her husband tribe's view, and she gets divorced, then her identity shifts again because she has to. If she remarries another man, she has to quickly try her very best to assimilate into that culture. Now, if she goes back to her own clan, like some women do, she has to live, be attached to a male relative. All right, this unfairly causes a shift in her life, creating a harsh roller coaster journey. But her male counterpart enjoys the luxury of living a static and stable life. Let's move on to the next. Look at the benefits that women bring into society. She plays a crucial and mundane role in society. She's very important but unrecognized. She has to bear children to make up the tribe. So in this sense, it's very important but unrecognized, as I've said. A woman who does not bear a male child, especially, will cause her husband to remarry a second one. So this gives him a justified reason for better. This gives him a justified reason to marry a second wife, creating a polygamous marriage. So sons are preferred above daughters. Women are also seen as beasts of burden. They do all the heavy work, like gardening, breeding, planting, harvesting, transportation of food items, and etc. Now, if you compare a man's job task, daily task, with a woman's task is too burdensome than a man. Women also plays a crucial role in taking care of visitors and training partners. Those trade is the epitome of success in the human society. Let's move on to the next. All right, this is a picture of a young woman, 23-year-old young woman, transporting food from the garden to her house. So she has a string bag filled with food in there, and she has a bundle of sweat in her hair. Next. All right, if she doesn't know how to take care of visitors and strangers, then we have in US, which is a derogatory term meaning no favor. And even though a woman bears a phantom identity, as we know, it plays a very crucial role in society and costly to function for thousands of years. So these are the disadvantages that I will bypass it because I've talked about it and I think all of you have a fair idea what women go through.
And also you're running short on time. Yes.
So these are the conclusion. The disadvantages of a woman in a patriarchal society are many, as I've said. She survives under a phantom identity and is never recognized as an individual. She is always recognized as someone's daughter, sister, mother, aunt, wife, etc. Depending on what life is going, her process shifts from one place to another, causing her identity also to shift several times in her life. Yet society could not function without women. And even though the woman's role seems mundane and basic, they cause the wheels of the Jewish society to function smoothly for generations. Next. Okay, this is some of the recommendations. Firstly, an awareness should be made to the youth people that women are just as equal to men. Girls at a young age should be valued as having equal rights to their male counterparts. Girls should be taught at schools to see their value and God-given talents as unique and that they are worthy of being recognized as human beings who are capable of owning land, properties, livestock, businesses, etc., like the male counterparts. Girls and women had to be made aware that they can even own abstract items such as culture, customs, and even own geographical space, just like that. All right, the slangs in the UV language used to degrade women should be discouraged from use because there are terms that really, put women to the lowest basic level. And as a woman myself, and as a UV woman, I think that it shouldn't be used anymore. Lastly, women should be also seen as being able and capable of holding leadership roles. That's number one. Now, these are three Euro women, as you can see. The younger one in the middle is a 25-year-old woman. She's not married, as when she gets married, she will go through all the processes which I've talked about. Her mother on the right, in the red dress, is from a different language group, but when she got married to the Yui man, she automatically becomes a Yui woman, so she had to go through all these processes. And her grandmother on her right is a 70-plus-year-old woman who also is from a different language group, but when she got married to this young woman's grandfather, she became a Yui woman that she went through all the processes which I've described. All right, let's move on. These are the references. Move on. In Yui, I should say Hadunda Waisung, which means my speech has come to an end. Thank you.
Thank
So
you
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Yes, we will have Q&A session, so please.
So Professor Shakir, would you like to ask
How
some
many
questions?
how many participants are there? The in-person one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six
Very
in
good.
total.
It's
Yes.
very good. So please just be prepared for the Q&A session, and now we will just start from the participant one based on
Any
the
question?
schedule.
Any
can you
questions?
repeat the schedule?
If you would like to ask any questions. No question. Okay.
Yeah, the Q&A, please keep it for the end stage.
Sorry that I came in late, missed your very interesting talk, but I'm just curious, especially with the picture of the one female graduating from law school. Is there anything she could do in legal practice to, in other words, what does the law cover? And it appeals to the law, does it do anything? Does it have any effect? I know an attorney in Arusha, and her sole practice is females whose husband has died because the brother comes in and takes all the land, takes all the bank account, and she does nothing but take those kind of cases. I just wondered if you could address some of the legal ramifications.
Yes, in my country, I think the law has some effect. The law has some effect, especially with wife beating and also things like that, as you mentioned.
And what about inheritance and marriage?
Inheritance all goes to the first male child. So if a person has, like, say, five
Yeah.
or two or three children, and the first child is a girl, she doesn't. She has no inheritance. She doesn't take anything from the fathers.
So in a divorce, either a divorce or when the husband dies, the wife has no legal recourse.
No, she belongs to the husband's tribe. If she's still married to him,
There's no.
she lives with, she stays there. But if the husband dies, the property goes to the eldest, the second eldest son,
His brother.
his brother. Yes, and she lives under the shadow of that brother.
And does the brother often marry the wife of the dead brother?
Yes, yes, culture allows for that because then someone has to take care of the widow.
Thank you very much for an interesting speech. I think we have no more questions, so we can proceed with the next speech.
So please, Professor Bilal, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Please just go based on the schedule. Do you have the schedule?
Yes, I am having the schedule right now. So should we proceed further with the
The first one.
in-person
Yeah,
presentation?
in person, the first one, please.
Okay. Okay. Your turn, please. You already sent on the email?
Yes, on the email.
Okay. Okay.
Is it paper ID 012, the first one?
Yes.
01. Yes.
You already sent the video?
No, I'm here.
Okay. 0012.
You send me on which email? On this email? Let's see. No, I didn't receive. Another?
Professor Bilal, can you please just also see your WhatsApp?
Yes, yes, yes. I will try if I have the USB. Okay. Okay, please. Okay. Okay. So I think maybe before a professor, you would like to leave early, right? Or you can be okay. 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 So maybe we would like to make also pictures of the event in case your university needs to have some which is very much important for the reimbursement and sometime for the achievement, and the recognition is very important. Right?
I have a question. So can I use my own computer to present? Because I have an adapter.
I think yes. Okay, we can use that. Thank you very much.
So once they are presenting, just please take
Which one? This one? On the right. Okay. Okay. So I would like to invite Professor Ons she is the PhD candidate at the Shanghai International University. Please be kind to prepare, and your time starts now. You have 10 minutes and then followed by 5 minutes of question and answer session. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. Thank you for your attendance and our presentations. So, I'm Sulain from Tunisia, and my paper is it's called "Through Tunisian Students' Eyes: Understanding China's Soft Power in the International Higher Education." Next one. So this is my biography. If you can read what my research is about or focus is, it's about China studies, Sino-Arab relations, and the
region, and I have a master's in communication and a bachelor in English language. And my PhD is in China studies.
Okay.
So this is my abstract. So my abstract is about China's soft power in Asia, because China is becoming a power, especially in the region. And through internationalization of higher education, it's expanding its soft power efforts in different sectors such as diplomacy, sports, economy, etc. And the keywords of my paper is soft power, internationalization of higher education, sanitation, relations, educational diplomacy, and tuition students. So the background of this, so just like I said, China is becoming a global power, so it has its a global strategy to expand its soft power efforts not only in the region but globally. And it's using international higher education as a key tool to build cultural connections between nations and to build mutual understanding. The reason why I chose Tunisia because it is a novel case study, especially in the MENA region. Most research that has been done before it focuses on China, the Middle East part more than the North African part. Next. So the purpose of my research is to understand China's soft power efforts and its effectiveness. So I compared it with Western programs, etc., and to discuss China's educational initiatives to internationalize its higher education. This is to see the level of its internationalization. And number three is to investigate the effect of internationalization of higher education on China's soft power in Tunisia because it's very recent. It only started developing after the revolution and especially after COVID-19. So these are some of my research questions. So what are the experiences of Tunisian students in Chinese universities and in academic institutes back home in Tunisia? And what are their attitudes toward China and China's image globally? And what is the level of internationalization of China's higher education in comparison with Western universities? Western higher education, and how effective is China's internationalization of higher education as a soft power tool? Yes. So the significance of this research, why is it important for social sciences? First of all, is to introduce an underrepresented Tunisian perspective to academic research because there's a huge research gap concerning Tunisia. Number two is to produce a new focus on science-social relations because they started developing recently, as I said, after COVID-19, thanks to the health diplomacy and the vaccine diplomacy that China has done, especially in Africa and the region. And number three is to prove that the internationalization of higher education is very important to expand soft power efforts in the region. And number four is to discuss China's international higher education in recent years, which means after COVID-19. So I used two theories and combined them together. The first one is educational soft power theory, and next one is the internationalization of higher education. Next, and this is my combination contrast because the Joseph Nye's soft power theory is too broad to explain China's efforts through international education. Next. So my methodology, I use a qualitative approach. I introduce 35 questions to have in-depth insights from Tunisian students using Tunisian dialect because I will have a better response for them. And I use a case study approach. I interviewed 28 Tunisian students who are current students in Chinese universities or alumni, and Tunisian students back in the Confucius Institute and Higher Institute of Languages in Tunis that major in Chinese language. So why only 28 Tunisian students? It's because quality over quantity. Tunisian students talked for almost 2 hours about their experiences, attitudes, and reflections. And because of practical constraints, because the embassy does not have a lot of information about how many Tunisian students speak in China. And because of representativeness, the sample that I chose is well balanced. It has current students, alumni from different programs and different universities across China. Oh, it's very small, but this is my data analysis. So I have different themes and sub-themes. It took almost 2 months to do this because I did it manually. I did manual coding to have an accurate data findings. So these are findings. So quickly to go through them. So I found different achievements and different challenges of China's internationalization of higher education. For example, the achievements that I found, for example, the academic accessibility. A lot of Tunisian students said that Chinese universities provide various programs in different sectors, as well English taught programs in comparison to other Asian countries. And there's also the financial support. For example, Tunisian students said that many Chinese universities provide government scholarships for them, and even if they don't have government scholarships like CSC or Shanghai scholarship, they can have a university scholarship for excellent students. There's also a career opportunity for Tunisian students because they feel like back in Tunisia they cannot find internships that well, they pay well, but in Chinese universities they can build their career paths when they are studying. And for social integration, a lot of Tunisian students said that they felt that Chinese culture is similar to Tunisian culture because it's a collectivistic and traditional culture, similar, a little bit similar to Tunisian culture. As for the challenges, there are some cultural barriers. They said that they felt isolated culturally and did not build genuine relationships with Chinese people. There are some academic challenges. They said even though there are English taught programs, their Chinese teachers did not speak English very well, so there was a language barrier also. There's also social isolation. They did not feel integrated in their campuses or in their cities. They felt they always had to hang out with international students or other expats. Also, there's some educational limitations, such as not finding jobs after graduating. That's why a lot of students they continue to do their PhD in China to have a better degree and to find jobs outside of China. So the main question of my research is China's soft power through the internationalization of higher education achieved or not? It is partially achieved because Tunisian students had positive experiences. They had favorable attitudes towards China. They think that their universities meet world-class standards. Also, on paper, Chinese universities do meet international standards. And that international higher education is a soft power tool because a lot of Tunisian students they have a better understanding of Chinese culture, better understanding of China. They feel that China's global image is not positive for example, the U.S. Play or etc. But there are some limitations, such as the level of higher education is not as high as Western higher education. Also, there are lack of career opportunities after graduation, and a lot of teaching students have on and off campus challenges and obstacles they cannot go through. Next. So this is my conclusion for my research. So I discussed China's international higher education, focusing on the post-pandemic era, because after 2020, China's image in Tunisia became positive, and the public became more open to work with Chinese companies. Also, I wanted to prove that the internationalization of higher education is an essential tool for soft power because these scholarships and English talk programs, a lot of students, not only Tunisians, they have a better understanding of China and how it became a global power. I also provided a deep understanding of accomplishment and efficiencies for China's future strategies to help policymakers and education institutions to solve these problems. I presented the effectiveness of soft power in Tunisia and in the region because China now is expanding its programs and its projects in the region a lot, especially last year. And to introduce Tunisia as an intercultural group to academic research and soft power scholarship because it is a distinct intercultural group from other quote unquote Arab students, and to produce a new focus on silent Tunisian relations because there is lack to a non research on this. I would like to thank everyone for this conference.
I can say excellent presentation done, and also being a PhD candidate, if you can come out with a very comprehensive research framework, quite impressive. Really, it is really hard work. Any questions from the colleagues? Yes, yes, please. Yes,
No, please.
please.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I'm curious how China is doing this, Tunisia. Are they doing it through Confucian institutes? And have you examined those institutes and what their role is in?
So these programs, they bring their because it was opened in 2019, since very recent in Tunisia, but there are students who came to China even from 2006. I had interviewed some students since 2006, 2010. So it's not really Confucius Institute. Most of the students that came to China. And I did research on I researched how the Confucius Institute works in Tunisia, and most of their events are mostly cultural more than educational or political. So it's actually a lot of students that I interviewed that study in the Confucius Institute. When I asked them about what do you think of China's global image, or what do you think of China's economic expansion in the MENA region, their response is very limited because they do not have any information about that. And when I asked them, the Confucius Institute tell you about what's happening in China or things of that sort, they said they don't know, they don't have any information. So yes, so it's very limited because maybe it's very recent. They opened 2019, they don't have enough students there.
And you know that they're accused of spying.
Yes, yes. I also talked about that in my research. Like there are some criticism. They closed a lot of their institutes in the US and Europe and Canada, but in the MENA region, they are very.
Excellent. Okay. Any questions from Professor Shakir?
Can I ask a question if she can hear me?
Yes, she can hear, but don't give a very critical question.
No, it's not very critical. As per my knowledge, there are, I don't know, maybe there are a lot of Tunisian students in China, but it's quite difficult. I appreciate her. She reached to the participants and obtained the data. I just want to ask that how did she reach to the participants and what different sensitivities she faced in the field for collecting the data?
Maybe you have microphone.
Microphone? Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, I'm Tunisian who studies in a Chinese university. So what I did is snowball sampling through WeChat groups. So I have a lot of WeChat groups that have a lot of Tunisians who work and also study. And I asked who wanted to participate in my research, and a lot of them answered, and that's how I interviewed them. And most of them, they're not my friends or anything, but most of them they are from Shanghai. So I'm also in Shanghai. So that is like maybe that's the snowball effect that I had. And about sensitivity, yes, I did not have sensitive questions because I wanted to ask about their experiences and attitudes about China. And even though some students they replied with like negative like perceptions towards China, but most of them were positive. That could be a little bit biased because they have knowledge about the sensitivity and censorship, etc. Also, they are students in China and they've been living there for many years, so maybe they did not want to be fully open about their feelings, but most of the questions are related to culture and society more than politics and etc.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much for excellent presentation by Ons. Now I would like to go to the next participant, Professor Chi Jung Lee. Yes, I think I have your presentation here in the thumb drive, right?
18.
Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Only everyone. My name is Chihong Li. I'm student. I'm student from National Cultural University of Science and Technology, Taiwan. Today I'm here to present my study. It's about Guanxi in medical industry. The salesperson perspective. This is next. Thank you.
Yeah. Next page.
Yes.
Apologize. I think there is some problem with the screen sharing. Let me do this.
I can use my computer. Okay.
Really? Okay. Maybe it would. Yeah, it's all right. You're welcome. Give it her later. Is it okay? Okay.
This is our land. Production. In a traditional manufacturing industry, we call 3D industry, such as long time
You are not added.
Okay, please.
to maintain positive attitude and apply Guanxi properly at work is crucial. To make the most of Guanxi and maintain close relationship with the supply chain partner is the key element to keep the high performance. So for salesperson, how to maintain interaction and a close relationship with customer, keep traffic growth and relationship connection. Build a couple with good looking attitude and smart skill. It will significantly impact on salesperson's performance. So there are two main purposes in the study. First, to examine whether the conceptualization of Guanxi and the control variable of hard work and smart work with good compositional reliability. The second is to synthesize the concept and the reliability variable to measure Guanxi and the salesperson's business performance. Literature review. The concept of 关系. The correct character of 关系 is mutual trust and affection between both parties through rigorous interaction that follow boundary, equity, and long-term fairness. 关系 is a dynamic resource model made to continuously motivate, incubate, and prolong. Otherwise, this connection will disappear. So it's different from relationship. In Confucian society, 关系 can also be seen as a cultural construct and has proven to be valuable. So there are three constructs of 关系. The first is 感情. Similar to feeling, and 感情 is feelings in Mandarin. In business, affection refers to the feeling of friendship that develops between two business partners. It is also a genuine concern for one another that is often developed and sustained through formal business meetings and informal social events. When people work together or spend time together, 关系 connect will be developed. So we have access. 感情 has a positive association with a salesperson's business performance. The second construct of 关系 is 人情. Similar to favors, it's a special treatment or courtesy to an individual. Happy behavior through mutual benefit demonstrate an obstructive social relationship and are more likely to promote cooperation and coordination. Without the knowledge of reciprocity, relationship cannot be advantage in interpersonal relationship. So we hypothesis 人情 has a positive association with a salesperson's business performance. And the last construct of 关系 is 信任. Similar to trust, 信任 is an important component of successful cooperation and also influence the business performance of a salesperson. Good trusting relationships are based on an individual prior history, reputation, and experience related to historical transactions. So the 信任 is one of the most respected elements, especially in Chinese business relationships. So we hypothesize that 信任 has a positive association with a salesperson's business performance. In this study, we added two control variables, working hard and working smart. Children at 1994. For salesperson, working hard and working smart are two important dimensions for their business success. Carl et al. 2021 bring up these two constructs are seen as in the indoor behavior of a salesperson. They are highly associated with salesperson's performance because these two sales performance indoor behavior shape customer perception and eventually trigger the sales outcome. So finally, we have access working hard and working smart as a positive association with a salesperson's business performance. And the methodology. The target responder will salespersons of the metal product manufacturing industry in Taiwan by before. We get 220 usable filling questionnaire. The most of people were male. The age is about 35 to 49, and the cooking experience is over 7 years. We test our hypothesis with SPS as 25 and the structural equation modeling via PLS. First, we tested the reliability, showing table 2. All the concepts, the vector loading, convex alpha, and the composite reliability make the standard and check on table 2. This is the construct of 关系 and the working hard, working smart. So we know the research model has a good reliability. Second, the validity test showing table 3 and the table 4. We follow from formula and the letter rule, HTMT, as the presented in the table. We know that this research model has a good validity. Finding results. We use Smart PLS3. The structural model was slightly validity by estimating the test coefficient and the R-square value. SEM model result shown in table 5. As we know, 人情 is higher than 信任 and the 感情. And the working hard and working smart have significant impact on salesperson's business performance. The model fit check on SRM is 0.072, close to 0, and the R-square value is 0.624. It means this research model has a good model fit. Figure 1 shows SEM result. It's also the research framework. So the conclusion. All the result of hypothesis. All hypotheses have a positive association with a salesperson's performance, but only 感情 has no significant impact on salesperson's business performance. The construct of 人情 is the highest value, followed by 信任 and the 感情 is the lowest. Working hard and working smart will significantly impact on salesperson's business performance, as we expected. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation. Any questions from the participants? From our delegate? Dr. Going, or going to be soon, Dr. PhD. Any questions? Please. No?
No, she's
Okay.
I always, sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just curious. It's gonna sound very strange, but what's the role of alcohol in developing the squad sheet? I find it actually quite strong. I'm just curious. Notice anything people talked about drinking together and that kind of thing as a way of lubricating the one sheet. Huh?
Can you
Okay.
again?
What is the role of establishing one sheet? What is the rule? How does that get established between people? And does alcohol, that is drinking together, have a crucial role in getting that one sheet?
The关系 is different from the relationship. The relationship is like more like the pure relationship. But 关系 is including the cultural concept. It's about 人情、信任 and 感情. It means it's more important including the reciprocity. It's like the win-win, the strategy of win-win. So the 关系 is different. 关系 is different from relationship.
Okay, thank you very much for your explanation. Now, since we have
Professor Villa, please
yes.
can you your words say?
Yeah, I can see.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all right. And we have to see the next presentation. Let me see. Yes, I already have taken some pictures and videos of the participant. Yes, okay. A small short clip. Okay. I think we have 2 participants from Thailand, but unfortunately they are not here. So I can understand. Maybe they might stuck in a traffic or probably in some other meetings.
Just
So
see the participants, the available participants.
So maybe we let Professor Thomas from Johns Hopkins University to present. Would you like to use this?
Yeah.
I think it's much easier. Right? It's much easier.
No,
No?
no.
Okay. So maybe can I have your slides?
I
Or
don't have slides.
okay. So maybe we just let you talk.
I'm old.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
It's okay.
we just give papers.
We are very happy of your presence to be here at the conference. Yes. Yes.
Just a brief. I've been in China since 2010, and with the Hopkins Nanjing Center, which is started by Henry Kissinger. And so we have 100 Americans and 100 Chinese. The Americans do it written in Chinese, and the Americans do it in English. So the background of this paper is part of a bigger project, aren't they all, about ranking global harms. Two things I've become very concerned with. One is Gaza, and the other is climate change. And we recently had a so-called election in the United States, and neither parties addressed either of those. So I want to I want to get people to think about things like climate change and to wake people up about climate change. And one way I did this, and I've fallen victim, is to use a powerful word called existential harms. And what does that mean? Well, it means climate change is a threat to all of humanity. And I even entitled my course Existential Risk. And as a result of doing much more research into it, I've come to completely advocate the abandonment term. I think it's a very dangerous term. I will try to convince you in 3 minutes that aspect of ranking global harms is problematic. Once you say, okay, this is an existential risk, people should pay attention. Right? It means the very existence is at stake. And let's take 3 competing global harms: nuclear, war, artificial intelligence, and climate change. And it's interesting to look at them in terms of the existential risk framework. Neil, I forgot his first name. Bostrom. What his first name? Anyhow, he first in 2015 wrote a paper about existential risk, and existential risk has now become a huge academic industry. There are existential risk institutes, especially in England, Oxford, for example. There are millions and millions of dollars put into this program. And a lot of the dollars come from somebody you may have heard of recently is Elon Musk is behind promoting it. And so what's going on with this, and how can we classify different kinds of risk? Nuclear might be a good example to compare to climate change, and also compare to genocide. It sort of hit me over the head to realize genocide is one of the 4 international crimes, and I think it's fair to say that it is the worst of the international crimes, which include crimes against humanity, crimes against peace, and war crimes. But if you look at this larger risk program, as bad as genocide hasn't been global. and climate change is a global risk. It's interesting legally that the International Court of Justice, in an advisory opinion, addressed the threat of nuclear war. And in typical legal, I don't know what to call it, a legal dance, they said that in the advisory opinion, nuclear weapons are bad, but they could not say that they should be banned completely because there is an exception, and they recognize the exception. That is, countries that were, and here's the language, under existential threat could use nuclear weapons as a defense. So legally speaking, the use of nuclear weapons is recognized, and that seems highly problematic to me. The other one I'll just mention is artificial intelligence, and it's no surprise that the existential risk people really promote a fear of artificial intelligence and try to claim that we should look out for artificial intelligence taking over. This is why Elon Musk, by the way, has his rocket program. It's to escape, to use AI also, and also to escape from some of the harms that we have. The political use of existential harms, and I'll come back and try to show this, is very prominent in one of those things I said motivates me, that is Gaza. The Israelis have been using the narrative of existential risk. And a little bit about that. 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, when I was a young toddler, you would pick up an international law book, and it gave as an example of something that was prohibited, preemptive strikes. That is, before something develops, you destroy it. And the case example was the Israeli bombing of the Iraqi nuclear facility. And in international law, that was always given as an example of something that should be permissible. When you think of it, threats can be threats, but they're not action. When they become action, that's a different story. And after all, if you use the Israeli logic, which is that the very existence of the state of Israel is under threat, and that these potential should be eliminated. That's Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. Now that analysis is recognized as being legitimized. That is, that you can now have reasons for defending yourself by eliminating the threats, even though the threat is not actually transpired. And I think this is a very dangerous move on the part of the existential threat people. I'll just try to wind up with an analysis of climate change as being the worst global harm. And there's a number of interesting things about it. In parallel fashion, after World War II, we didn't have the word genocide. The word genocide didn't become a legal word until 1948. I mean, am I finished?
No, 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 no.
Oh, more ways than one.
I apologize.
Um, and so think of this: we didn't have a concept for that harm. Okay, we had crimes against humanity that comes out of World War I, but we didn't even have a word for that kind of harm. I think we're in a similar situation with climate change. We don't have a word that works for describing the harm that climate change is wreaking upon us. So one challenge is to come up with a word to describe that harm. Ecocide doesn't work because that's about a specific environment, and climate change is far off from those. So we need a new word such as an anthrocide. Side means killing, and anthro means humans. Anthrocide may be one that captures that kind of harm. Then there's the issue of the cause of the harm. In climate change discourse, there is this word Anthropocene. And Anthropocene means that it's caused by human beings, it's human cause. I actually disagree with that analysis, and it's interesting that we keep a notion out of this discourse about capitalism. And I really think this climate change is about capitalism. And that if we're going to survive these things, we need to address capital in all its many wonders, and to work very hard against this. So I think the word existential risk is dangerous, and the analysis doesn't really get us very far in understanding climate change. It might have some rhetorical value in getting people and waking them up about climate change, but I'm just amazed going around the world in many places that very few people are talking about this, and even fewer are doing anything about it. There are some nice examples of people that have attempted to do something about it, and you'll be surprised. Two of the examples: one is Bangladesh, and the other is New Orleans. Bangladesh is under constant threat of flooding, and it knows what it's like. And they have a warning system that they're selling to the Europeans. It's very, very sophisticated. New Orleans now has a global climate policy and program. The Mississippi River runs right into New Orleans, and there is an actual engineering proposal that New Orleans is carrying out to split the river. Okay. And it's being done. But those are few and far, far between. And unfortunately, I don't think the word existential risk takes us very far, and it's one I think we ought to avoid at all costs. So basically, my proposal in summary is just to abandon the use of the term existential risk, given its also political use now. Because Israel is defending itself by saying we have to remove the threat. There's actual actions on this too, but it seems to me just in the threatening remarks that Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran have made was not justified kind of response from Israel. So
I'm not sure my new words here work, but I think anthrocide, that is, side means genocide, means killing groups. Anthrocide means the killing off of all humanity. And I think that captures it better than existential risk. And, and I think recognizing the causes of this, excuse me, that's being capitalism takes us very, very far. One final comment about that. We measure progress and growth by GDP. We measure how well we're doing by how much we're consuming. And that's exactly the wrong way to look at the world. We may have an opportunity, as a few writers are saying, for the first time in a long, long time in history, rethinking how we organize societies and how we organize our lives. I had students coming to me and asking for advice, and they say, should I take an internship in Beijing or Shanghai? And they're losing sleep over that. And my response to them is, did you ever think that Shanghai may not be there? And that's what we're facing. Right? Coastal cities are under incredible threat, and it seems to be increasing all the time. So I don't know how, and maybe you have suggestions of how we can wake people up about climate change, what kind of rhetoric, what kind of concentratory scheme we use. But anyhow, that's my proposal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent speech. Would you like to add something, or?
Yeah, I'm very curious with your thoughts about climate change.
Okay,
Yes.
please.
Through because what's happening there, not only genocide, but
Yes.
in your word that both parts of side are very eye-opening, and I think that made social media based on like aware of climate change, the negative. There's a group of wanting to change, right? So we can use social media.
Yes.
To
I know. Yeah, my hope is with I think my generation is finished. We messed up the world pretty badly. And when I talk to young people, and it's interesting, I just throw one other thing out here. There's two traditional philosophies that China has. One is Confucianism, promoted by the Confucius Institute and by the Chinese Communist Party. But there's another one that has a very long history, and that is Taoism. And I teach courses now that include discussions and analysis of Taoism. Taoism is the only religion or philosophy with nature at its very core. And China may have an advantage in the sense that it has a long history of the use of that. And so one of the things we're trying to start a Chinese American Taoist Institute to get people talking more about Taoism as a philosophical approach to climate change. And I think I'm amazed. 5 years ago, Chinese students that I taught were not open to talk about Taoism at all. They weren't taken by that, but now they are. And I think that's another thing we can promote is some kind of, not nature worship, but let me end with one, I keep saying, one thing about Taoism is to pay attention to nature. And I just ask you to try this. When you're in a taxi, you're in a bus, or whatever, what do you look at? You look at other people, you look at cars, bicycles, and the buildings. I would urge you to look at the trees. It really does change. And I have to force myself to do it because I'm so used to staring at people and things. And that's part of Taoism, is to be aware. Nanjing has these absolutely gorgeous sycamore trees that the French gave at the beginning of the 20th century. And they're just gorgeous. And if you don't notice them, and people don't notice them, but younger people are doing it. And so I have hope. Yeah. Anything else?
No, thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Okay.
you. I think we have last presentation in the.
May I borrow your slides?
Yes.
HMI.
Yes, please, please.
What's the paper ID?
480. We have two participants together. Yes.
So there are two from the schedule or two presenter is
No, one presentation, right? Only one presentation.
One presentation.
Yes.
So,
So Professor Philip and Professor Richard, please be kind to proceed.
thank you. We're also old, but you want to start?
Yes, yes, please.
Do you want to start? Do you want to be the one?
Anyone would like to proceed? Yes.
Okay, this is the title of our. It's not a paper. Well, it is a paper. It's already published, and we'll talk about it at the end. This is our presentation: foreign scholars in Japan use communities of practice as a user right. Focus of the study is Japan, which is where we both live, we teach, and it's focused on the higher education system of Japan. Now, Japan is seen as homogenous. People talk about Japan as a very homogenous culture. To some degree, that's true. But there are a lot of non-Japanese people, I don't know if this is a lot of non-Japanese people living there and working there, communities there, in the 21st century. And in higher education, which is our focus, about 4 to 5% of full-time faculty at universities are non-Japanese. Chinese, Korean, mostly Chinese and Korean, but also American, British, New Zealanders, etc. And about 10% are part-time faculty. Ours is a qualitative study looking at these people. Qualitative study, meaning we're interviewing these people and sort of getting their perspectives on their experiences.
So, I'll jump in. So, it's a little bit short, and this is a little bit of a longer piece. Let's focus on community of practice theme in this project. So we use community of practice as a direct framework, as Phil mentioned. But we're gonna just talk about that as our larger paradigm. One step back from that is critical realism. That's how we view the reality of what's going on in this situation. So basically, there are social structures, mechanisms, and material conditions that shape human experience. So reality doesn't exist. Reality does exist independently, but our understanding of this mediated through different social protocols. So the focus of the study, we want to see how
Let's say
people
after this.
understand and experience this reality, where they can actually feel it. It's more about how they view it. We try to explain underlying mechanisms and structure to generate observed phenomena instead of just describing certain state of experience. And these three principles ground our research. Social structures pre-exist in individuals, but individuals reform or transform these structures in practice. This brings us back to our theoretical framework, communities of practice. And human practice has had several iterations, but we have based our approach on the virtual. Langer, and their 1991 work. Langer detailed how people, through the process of apprenticeship, learn to become part of a community of workers, such as tailors and cutters. Langer called this legitimate peripheral participation. So it was legitimate because newcomers were recognized as valid participants in the community, even if they had limited expertise. Peripheral because they began by participating in simpler, low-risk tasks, but do contribute to the community. Learning in this context always occurs to engage in practice, not just in formal instruction. The concept of LPP was developed into a further understanding of community in the 1998 paper. This iteration of the idea of community was focused. Community is not just a social group, it consists of three factors, as you see on this slide. Mutual engagement, joint enterprise, and shared repertoire. For the first, mutual engagement entailed adherence to the established norms of community. Members actively participate, interact with each other. Engagement is not just about being in the same place, but working together and being things, which is of collaboration, mentorship, and negotiation. For example, in a hospital, doctors, nurses, and medical students engage in daily rounds, have case discussions, and share problems. Their mutual engagement strengthens their professional network and learning. In education, educators come together in settings like we're in now to share ideas, but also staff members and lesson meetings. We repeat each other's methods and ideas and find practice together. Joint enterprise, the second one. Community and practices bound together by common purpose, negotiated good. So an education research group shares the goals of advancing knowledge in our field. While we may have individual projects as researchers, our enterprise is part of some discipline of education. Finally, shared repertoire. Our time, communities over time, communities develop language, jargon, concepts, stores, artifacts, and routines of structure and practice. These elements are not static, but can change. In education, we share jargon, acronyms, abbreviations, assessment rubrics, lesson plans, templates, applications, file sharing practices, online teaching methods, and more. We rely on these for practice and in sharing areas of reinforcement of our membership.
So I went a slide ahead, sorry about that. So our focus is Japan, and the communities of practice relevant to our study would be teachers, higher ed. So it was a qualitative study, and we data collection, including videotaped interviews, at least an hour, sometimes more. And we didn't have 28 participants in one part, so we only had 9 this time. We're trying to expand, trying to get more people involved. But we talked to them, and so we videotaped them. But in the old days, you get a video camera on a tripod, and you point it at you and your participant, or just your participant. But now you can do it on Zoom, and Zoom allows you to videotape the interview, and it will also the new version of Zoom, the new iterations. You can do transcriptions. And this is an example. I marked out the guy's name. And they're not perfect, but they will transcribe for you what you've said. And they also film both you and the participant. Right. So in that sense, you have the realistic interaction between the two people. And so once we have the transcriptions, we engaged in repeated or immersive listening, where you watch it again and again. To quote, bathe in the data as per Vail 6. This also allows us to fix errors in the AI transcription, which is not perfect. Finally, we engaged in vivo coding, which is where you go through the transcripts and identify patterns and themes in the interviews, which does this with qualitative knows. It takes a long time and lots of listening to hear it in your dreams. This can be what is said by the participant, but also what is not said provide things that you imagine become where places the conversation will go, that it does go. I believe interviewing is an art. It's very easy to guide your interviewee into a certain way of talking, asking them, so what are your complaints about your job? We try to avoid those sorts of questions and just give them general questions and allow them to sort of freely talk and do this with several people. To express their lives authentically. So this paper, the results of this paper, and I won't get into what the results are because I thought we had 5 minutes, but anyway, if you want to read it, it is now out. This was released December 2024 by Routledge. The book is called International Faculty in East Asian Higher Education. It is collaborative work by lots of different authors. And our chapter is chapter 7. And that's it. So I haven't really talked about what we found. I just sort of how we gathered data about it out of conceptual frameworks.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Maybe Professor Thomas would like to ask.
I always have one.
One question.
Uh,
It is good to have a question.
Curious where you're going to find these international faculty, and I would recommend Miyazaki International College. It's the only one that is approved, Mamosho approved in the Japanese government, and it's the only one whose language of instruction is English.
No.
And there's
Well, there's Akita International. No, it's Akita International.
Miyazaki.
They used to
go that.
I think International used to be all.
Just lots of ones that one of the programs that is.
Yeah,
Like,
but not entire.
not in high school.
But I think
Might be all.
Yeah, so we.
we've lived in Japan 20-something years.
Yeah.
We teach at university there, and we part of it is word of mouth through people asking people. We have to avoid situations whereby people that we're asking are our direct consultants or are part timers under us, because that introduces all sorts of problems. So what they're going to say, how they're going to do it. Miyazaki International, because we're still looking to make this into a book on its own, so that.
Yeah. I'm curious what you mean by community.
Maybe if you would like to have the break, we can have a break.
The practice.
Yeah.
It evolved so long from '91 to
Yeah.
most recent publication. So it kind of went off the rails about really into business, like a business model. That's why we use really the initial ideas on the participation. So like a teacher, for example, a high school teacher in Japan would get a job in a high school, into the high school. Now, a new teacher within the teacher's room would probably sit near the telephone or sit near the door. So they're the first ones to get the phone call, the first one to interact with students. So they're answering simple questions and doing stuff. And then as they build knowledge, they're seating the move. The physical seating will move closer to the center of the teacher or to the document. So even that
That's fun.
type of participation, you get simple tasks and as you gain knowledge into the work. So that's the
It is
other
documentation. You can read it online. Some universities ran, right? It's all in high school. Usually, students practice in high school situation. Well, next question.
Thank you very much. I think what we can do, we can
take
Yeah.
a 10-minute break and then we can come to the online session.
Yes, I think we have the not a lunch, but we have some IT. So you can have some sandwiches and maybe a coffee, and then we can have a lunch after this. If we conclude earlier, we can have a group picture, and also I would like to give out these certificates. So maybe we can move this banner in a bigger room where we can have pictures.
Oh,
I think let's say maybe after some time. That's
After
it.
one participant, so we will just come to finish the one
So
presentation.
let's take a 10 minutes of break now. Maybe if any.
This is coffee, not lunch.
Yes, high tea. Yes.
Oh, it's high tea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we get that, and where's the
sounds better.
Where is the TV?
I think right next to
Right on
this
this
one. Yes. Maybe we can just either enter from here or from the outside. Yes.
We have to wear a badge.
No, that's totally up to your convenience.
Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Professor Shakir, I will guide the participants and maybe can have a small talk. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be back in 10 minutes and then maybe I think let's continue with the presentation if you would like to. Yes, Professor Johnson is here.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Please, just you finish the break and then come after 10 minutes. We will do that. Okay?
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you. So,
Yes.
Mr. Jansen, so we will come back after 10 minutes and then we finish your PPT. Okay?
Okay, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure here. Yes, and maybe I get my business card or no?
Excuse me? I don't need to leave the call, right?
Yes, yes. Sorry.
I don't need to leave the call, right? I should just stay and then 10 minutes later we can just come
Yeah,
back.
please stay here online and we are coming back after the break. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes.
Now and 1 o'clock.
It will be done before. Let's say,
It was 1 o'clock, I'll check out.
so I think maybe the few things we will be done with this launch. You will go with the IP and after that there will be
I thought about it.
a lot of distractions. Yes.
But I think every side.
You have presented well and everyone liked it. It is an excellent paper. I have, I was looking at the presentation about the duty right
Yes.
in your country.
That women.
Yes, yes. So again, maybe for some cultures it could be something that may not be the same as in their culture, like in this culture, but most of the time, like I'm from Pakistan, we have a similar culture,
Similar kind of culture.
almost the same.
That's right. So it's like women all over the Asian world, we are trying to push our head up from
Yes.
another
Yes, that is
subversion of
most
society.
of the hard work at home and which is much more needing a lot of mental power.
Yes,
And this is a new challenge.
yes,
When you are getting
right.
with all this administration engagement, so it is not easy. And particularly feeding the kids,
Yes.
managing the children,
Yeah.
very tough. Very tough.
Very tough. I've written a few things how I want to get straight.
Okay.
So maybe later I give you one
Yes.
so I can
Yes.
read
Sure.
the link for the
Yes.
presentation of the paper. It will be very interesting.
I think you can. I think you can always be in touch and what we can. If you are having a possibility that you like to publish, I for that you can always.
Yes, can always discuss this, maybe can wait the, I don't know.
I think
It's a
yes,
very
I-
good paper.
I
It's a
think
very
it-
conference.
Yes, I think maybe or we can talk to the guy.
The paper is already,
It's already done. Yes, I think I will talk to them. I will talk to them. And
Yes.
I will explain them that we
yeah,
should
you have
consider.
my email address too.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
So thank you, thanks once again.
Đi đâu? Dạ, đi đâu? Đi viên.
Hello, everyone. We have a coffee break. So after the break, we will come to the online session. So please just wait. We are coming back. Thank you.
Hello? Yes, Professor Shakir?
Hello, can we just please finish two online participants? Then we will
Yes, please, please.
the
I think,
schedule start.
apologize. We were sitting for long, so
Yes, so please, Dr. Jansen, paper ID
okay.
482. Can you please share your screen and proceed to the presentation? Thank you.
Please be kind to share your screen, Jansen. Okay, Jansen, thank you very much. Apologize for keeping you wait. I would like you to kindly proceed with the presentations. You have 10 minutes in total and followed by 5 minutes of question and answer session. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I start?
Yes. Maybe can you press this? Yeah.
Center button.
I think again.
Should I start? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Johnson Bungaran Buaton. I'm from Bandung Institute of Technology, and my paper is the comparative
I
analysis.
think it should come out.
Is it? Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay, and my paper is a comparative analysis of NVIDIA's financial from before and after the AI boom of 2021. So this is the table of content. So the background of the study is that AI technology has obviously been improving very, very rapidly in recent years due to the improvement in global infrastructure
Okay.
and the
Let's. Where is it?
sorry.
You proceed, please.
Obviously, because and the massive amount of investment that has been put into it, and companies and nation have been spending a huge amount of money to create the most sophisticated AI with significant investment in regions like the US, China, and Europe, and tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has been one of the main beneficiary from
Professor
this.
Shakir, I think I cannot share the screen.
No,
I
you
don't know
didn't.
what is the
You don't
problem,
need
but
to. You don't need to share
only
this.
one person at a time can share the screen.
Oh, I don't need to
Professor
share.
Bilal, you don't need to share the screen. The participant is sharing the screen. Do you see
Okay.
that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so please continue.
Okay. And they have went from being worth around 80 to 200
We
billion
can
dollars
see
in
from here.
23
The
trillion
problem
dollars.
is, apologize, it is not too organized.
Okay.
So only one person can share the screen in Zoom.
Is it not visible on the projector on the screen there?
No.
It's not.
Yes.
Basically, it should be, but I don't
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. It works.
Should I continue?
Is it visible now?
Is it
Yes,
good?
yes, please continue.
Okay,
Okay.
so please continue.
And now NVIDIA has become the third largest company in the world, and their revenue stream has shifted massively. They used to be known as a gaming company, and now they have become known, obviously, as the massive AI company, and their revenue stream has indicate that. So for the problem statement of my paper would be that NVIDIA has obviously massively increased their revenue and net income in the past 8 years. And we want to see how the boom has affected NVIDIA's recent growth, as most of the growth has come from data centers, and see how the financial of the company has been affected by this shift. The research objective would be to compare key financial ratios before and after the shift, and how NVIDIA's financial has been affected by the shift, and showcasing how the global AI investment has resulted in NVIDIA increasing revenue and stock price, as well as how NVIDIA has taken advantage of this global investment for their rise. So this is the global AI industries and NVIDIA's mode. I know this is mostly US companies, but yeah, I didn't have much pictures to make before this. So there are currently 3 companies which are very important for the AI industries. They're the pick and shovel for basically the global AI industries, and they are ASML, TSMC, and NVIDIA. ASML is a Dutch company, and they created the most advanced machinery capable of creating the best at the most advanced chips. TSMC are basically the global leaders in chips manufacturing, and they control basically 90% of the global advanced chip supply. And NVIDIA basically design the best AI chips and control much of the market, which they sell to many tech giants all over the world from the US, Europe, and China. And one of the reasons why NVIDIA has created this massive moat would be that they have massive advantage in AI chips. Their AI chips is just much better due to them having made so much investment into this aspect for the past decades. And their AI chips is able to compute much faster and much better than any other chips in the market. And second would be customer switching costs. They released the CUDA system long ago. And the CUDA system is basically an AI training system. And basically, most AI engineers would most likely learn how to do AI training using the CUDA system, making many companies probably needing to buy NVIDIA's chips because that's where most of their employees understand how to do AI training. So for the methodology I use would be to do a financial ratio analysis. I compile data based on the financial statement which exists in the annual reports of NVIDIA, which you can find in the NVIDIA website. And based on this, I make a number of ratios which I believe are relevant and determine the company's financial performance based on that. So the observation period would be the period between fiscal year 17 to 24, separated into two, from before the AI boom in fiscal year 17 to 20 and after from fiscal year 21 to 24. So these are the financial ratio used. There are 7 types. So for the market condition, I believe are very important during this observed periods, which needs to be taken into account would be the crypto boom and crash. NVIDIA's RTX series is one of the best GPUs for crypto mining. So during crypto boom, usually NVIDIA's net earnings and revenue improve massively. And during crash, obviously they don't do so well, which happened during fiscal year, during 2017 to 2018 and 2021 and 2022. Second market condition would be the AI boom of LLMs and generative AI, which is obviously the main aspect of this paper. And those are what I believe are important. And finally would be the geopolitical tension between China and the US. China makes up around a fifth of NVIDIA's sales. And in recent years, the US and China's relation has not been very good. So there has been a lot of export bans, especially for high-end GPUs from the US government, which restrict NVIDIA selling the most advanced GPUs to China, which obviously is not a good thing for NVIDIA. So for the key financial data, you can see here, I use 5 different data. And it can be seen here in the trend that they have been increasing massively in the past 8 fiscal years. And the green one would be the period where the value of the data more than doubled, while the red one would be when it decreases. And it can be seen here, the best years for NVIDIA would be in fiscal year 24, while the worst year would be in fiscal year 20 and 23, when crypto crash happened. For the fiscal year 2023, it would be when the export ban and also another crypto crash happened. And yeah, you can see here, obviously. Finally, another one would be reportable revenue under key financial data. Can be seen here, there's 3 different data centers, gaming, and other revenue. And this chart can be seen where basically a majority of the growth that NVIDIA has had in the past 8 years would be from data centers. In fiscal year 17, data center doesn't even make the second biggest revenue from NVIDIA. It makes up the third one behind professional
Maybe
visualization.
they're having problems here.
Maybe it's
Sorry. Professional visualization and gaming. Well, in fiscal, it has become the second largest revenue stream, beating every other revenue stream other than gaming. And by fiscal year 23, it has become the largest and the majority of NVIDIA's revenue, and continuing to grow in fiscal year 2024. So these are the profitability ratio. I use the NPM, ROE, and ROA, and they follow very similar patterns where they basically trending up with fiscal year 17 to 20, to 19, steadily increasing before dropping in fiscal year 20, and a massive drop in fiscal year 23 due to possibly export ban and crypto crash, and before a rapid rebound in fiscal year 24. ratio that are used would be the current and quick ratio to calculate the liquidity of the company. And we use this, it can be seen that the liquidity of the company is very good in the period before the AI boom, while the period afterward, it can be seen that there is much more volatility and overall trending downward in terms of liquidity for NVIDIA's financial health. Here it can be seen here on the left. As for efficiency ratio, we use inventory turnover, and the trend for inventory turnover seems to be going down. It seems that the inventory turnover takes less, is declining, and that sales are just the time to decrease the amount of inventory they have is just decreasing. And can be seen here that in the period before the AI boom, there's a decline in inventory turnover, while in the period after, the difference between them is not very significant. However, the sales cycle seems to be slowing down in the period after the AI boom. And for the market valuation, I use EPS and PE ratio. The earning per share, it can be seen in the period before the AI boom, it grows by around $0.046 per share, while afterward it grew by $1.038 per share. The growth in EPS obviously seems much more massive. One of the main reasons for that is because in fiscal year 24, there's just a much bigger growth in earnings and retained earnings. So that is why it seems so lopsided. While the P ratio, it seems to be trending up. With the period before the AI boom, the P ratio is trending up, while the period after the AI boom, the P ratio seems to be going down. However, the period after the AI boom, P ratio are generally higher than the period before, meaning that investors has bigger expectations of future growth for the company. So here's the solvency ratio. We use debt to asset and debt to equity, and it can be seen that the company's solvency from fiscal year 17 to 20 is improving. But after the AI boom, it can be seen that the solvency of the company is worsening with the massive spike there. One of the main reasons for this is the huge increase in total debt. It more than tripled from fiscal year 20 to 21, and only gotten better in fiscal year 24 due to the massive increase in shareholder equity as well as total assets, while the total debt continued to increase. So for the growth ratio, I use revenue growth rates, and it can be seen on the bottom right, the graph. The growth rate of the company seems to be declining in the period before the AI boom from 38% to -7%. Well, the period after the AI boom, with the exception of fiscal year 23, seems to be increasing a lot. And it can be seen here in fiscal year 23, where it's at 0.2% before a huge rebound in fiscal year 24, where it increased by 126%. Another good way to see it is from the compound annual growth rate, which during the observed period is at 31%. However, the period before the AI boom, it's only 12%, while the period after, it's at 38%. So here's the cash flow ratios. I use free cash flows, and it can be seen here. There's a steady growth from fiscal year 17 to 2022 before a drop in 23 and a massive rebound in 24. The massive rebound in 24 comes from the huge increase in cash flow from operating activity, which is obviously due to the huge increase in net income, while the capital expenditure decrease. Yeah, there's not much to say on this one. However, it can be seen here that the period before the AI boom, the free cash flow seems to be increasing much more, much less than when it is afterward, as the majority of the growth happened after the AI boom. So in conclusion, NVIDIA has basically successfully pivoted and shifted the majority of the revenue stream from gaming to data centers. And during the observed period, NVIDIA has shown a stronger profitability, growth, and market valuation, which can be seen by the financial ratios since before. And this is especially the case after fiscal year 21. And the company's P/E ratio also indicate that investors have very high expectation of the company's future potential. The free cash flows continue to increase substantially from year to year, which indicate that the company has a very strong financial health, and the company seems to be experiencing a decrease in solvency and volatility in liquidity. However, the ratio indicating this remains healthy, and the company seems to have encountered a slowdown in inventory turnover, which could indicate a change in sales cycle as they have shifted from a majority gaming company to a majority AI company. And the company's main risk seems to be whether the decrease in liquidity and solvency would continue, which could indicate a weakening in the company's financial health, as well as their capability in maintaining their strong financial performance in fiscal year 24 in the next fiscal year. So for the recommendation, NVIDIA could further invest in R&D to make sure that the moat they have built around the AI GPUs couldn't be breached. NVIDIA could better aim to diversify its revenue, especially as most AI startup seems to have not been able to create profit yet, which could be bad for at least the short-term future of the company. For future research, the paper could increase the number of financial ratio to get better understanding of the company and the phenomenon. And future research can use other companies in the same industries like AMDs, or other members of the Mac 7, which has enjoyed the most amount of benefit from the AI boom, like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Tesla, to understand better the impact of this particular phenomenon. Thank you.
You are too late, my dear. Okay, that's Thailand. Okay. Okay, Professor Shakir, I think we can let our participants to ask questions if they have any, or would you like to ask something? Any questions? No?
Okay, sure. I'm just curious, your concluding statement there.
Yes,
Can you hear
sorry.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm just curious about your last remark about, I know you haven't done research on it, but I'm curious what the health, the financial health of those other companies is compared to NVIDIA. And what's your sort of intuition about the competition?
Do you mean competition in terms AMDs, or do you mean the other members of Mac 7? Because
Yeah, go ahead.
Because in terms of the competition, I haven't done as much research on this particular issue for AMDs, because AMD did release another AI chips, I think last year. However, I do know that their performance for AI computing is just much worse. As for the financial health of the company, I don't know as much, but I can't, at least in the terms of the ratio I'm describing, I don't believe that their profitability or their cash flow would be as significant as NVIDIA, at least for AMD. As for other members of the Mac 7, I mean, they're all already a very giant company, obviously, that has affected basically every single person life in the world, maybe outside of China. And the advantage they have gained from this AI boom has obviously been mixed. I know Tesla hasn't particularly done very well due to the AI boom. However, their stock is doing particularly well. And in terms of the future research, I believe what I'm trying to say there is basically the idea that these 7 companies have encountered a huge amount of benefit from the AI boom, the global AI investments, and one of the main investors in this obviously global AI industry. And a look at their basically financial performance before and after this massive investment could be a good way to see if the global AI phenomenon is basically coming here faster. Is the AI industry is going to be profitable very soon, or if it's just going to be like the .com, like the internet, where the .com bubble obviously happened in 2001, it pops. I mean, the internet is still here. It's still the future. However, usually investors are the one who basically fronted, and basically, yeah, it's just seeing if the phenomenon is coming here as fast as as investor expect, or if it's basically still far away, is the idea around it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor
Thank
Shakir, would you
so
like to
we
ask
have
something?
one more participant. I think it's 020 Chong Pan. Then we are done, I think.
I'm
So
here.
can you please share your screen if you wanna present it live?
Okay.
I think I should ask them to.
So is it visible over there, Professor Bilal?
Yes, it's visible. Please.
Okay, please proceed.
I start.
Yeah, please.
Okay, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a great honor to be here today at the international conference to present my research. My name is Chong Pine, and I am a PhD candidate at the University of Malaya. My research mainly focuses on theater design, performing art, and cultural communication. In today's presentation, I will be sharing my research titled "Water Sleeves as a Nonverbal Performance: Interaction between costume and body in Dance Drama." Let's begin
Apologize.
with the introduction of this study.
I lost control in nervous situation.
Costume plays an indispensable role in
My
dance
hands started trembling.
performance, in enhancing both the expressiveness of movement and visual impact on the audience. Water sleeves, a traditional and distinctive element of Chinese dance costume, have a unique ability amplifying an actor's movements and conveying emotions. This study explores the connection between water sleeves and the body in sleeve dance performance within dance drama, highlighting their function in nonverbal theatrical communication. Through an in-depth analysis of the interaction between sleeves and the body, this study examines the causes, methods, and the effects of this interplay, offering the valuable theoretical insights for both costume design and choreography. Water sleeves, known as the 水袖 in Chinese, are one of the most dramatic elements in contemporary Chinese dance costume. Originating from the long-sleeved dance of Warring States period, they evolved into the low-layer sleeve style during Han Dynasty. Before the Ming Dynasty, both single and double long sleeves were used, but from the Ming period onwards, long sleeves were sewn into the main sleeve, forming the water sleeves seen in traditional Chinese opera. This development marked a significant step in the maturation of theatrical performance. While ancient long-sleeved dance influenced water sleeves, their contemporary use in classical dance primarily stems from the traditional Chinese opera. This is due to two main reasons. Firstly, earlier dance forms left no physical evidence of specific movement or costumes, making classical dance and artistic interpretation based on Chinese opera. Secondly, the techniques and styles of water sleeves are adopted and first developed from the Chinese opera. In recent years, classical dance has retained Chinese opera influence while innovating in color, fabric, and sleeve length. Color choice now following thematic needs, with gradients and solid colors being popular. Fabrics have expanded beyond the traditional woven silk, incorporating diverse materials. Sleeve lengths continue to evolve, moving anyway from stitched Chinese opera styles and new performance techniques has emerged in response to these changes. And now let's move to the research objectives. My research is guided by the following objectives. Number one, to explore the causes of the interaction of costume and body movement in the process of creating dance drama. Number two, to explore the method of the combination of costume and body expression in the dramatic character creating. Number three, to summarize the functions and the impacts of costume and body interaction in the narrative and visual presentation of drama. Now, let we understand the purpose of this study. Let's explain the methodology used in my study. To address these research objectives, I adopted the qualitative approach using interpretative phenomenological analysis. Based on semi-structured interview with dance drama creators, purposive sampling with non-probability sampling was employed to select participants. Two experienced dance drama creators, including one costume designer and one actor, were interviewed to retrieve insights into their perceptions, The collected data was then analyzed using semantic analysis to identify key themes emerging from the responses. With the methodology in place, let's now discuss the key findings of this study. Finding 1, the dance drama. In dance drama, the interaction between water slips and body stems from their roles as mediums of communication. Together, they formed a multidimensional system of expression, conveying the characters' emotions, identity, and narrative, while deepening the audience's emotional connection. The body animates the water slips, bringing its deepest meanings to life. Without the body, the water slips remain the static showpiece, losing the functional value. Finding 2, mastering water slips demands skills and coordination, as actors balance control with the fabric's natural flow. Too much force disrupts fluidity, while too little diminishes expressions. Choreography involving water slips often incorporates specific techniques designed to maximize their visual impact, each contributing to the dynamic movement and expressive potential of the performance. Finding 3, the primary function of water slip is to amplify an actor's gesture, making subtle movement appear larger and more dynamic, more dramatic. This amplification is achieved through several key mechanisms, including extended reach fluid, the fluid dynamics, and symbolic representation. Through these mechanisms, water slips not only extend actors' physical presence, but also play a crucial role in the character development and storytelling. The interaction between actor and this constitute great influence both their psychological state and performance quality, showing how they embody their role on stage. These findings directly address the research objective of interaction between costume and body, but now explore the broader implication of these findings. While existing study emphasize the relationship between costume and movement, this study, guided by McLuhan's medium theory, explore the two-way interaction role of costume and body movement as mediums of communication. This perspective links costume to character narrative, emotion expression, and broader dimensions. By focusing on interaction between costume and body, this study expands nonverbal performance theory, offering the systematic approach to character creation. It highlights costume's function in shaping external appearance, conveying inner emotions, and enhancing physical expression, bringing fresh insights to dance drama. Built on these findings, let's now summarize the conclusion to this study. As part of the dance costume, water slips work alongside the body movement as a means of communication, creating a multidimensional expression system. This shows that dance costume and body language are inseparable. Only through their integration can complete character image be created. The interaction between costume and body operates physically and psychologically, shaping character development. Collaboration ensures costume and body movement align to create vivid, convincing characters. By exploring this relationship, the study enrich nonverbal performance theory, provide practical guidance for actors and designers, and contribute to the innovation in theater arts and their cultural impacts. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, dear Champat. If
Thank
we
you.
have any questions from the participants, from our delegates, please be kind. Or no questions?
You want me to ask?
Please. We are very delighted of you having some question from the author.
I think if there is no question, then we will take the last participant, B. Dost. we can wind it up after that. What do you think?
Or maybe I think let's do one thing, Professor Shakir. You can keep on doing the online session and allow me to handle the participant certificate ceremony,
Just
because
one participant, I think, then we don't have any more participants. So please, we can just proceed with this last one.
okay.
Okay, so Professor Dr. Baktas Dos, can you please share your screen and just be please limited to 10 minutes to present your PPT?
Yes, sure. If you allow me to, if you give me 5 minutes, because actually I was informed that my term will be at 7:30 until 8 Central European time. I'm a bit surprised that it's my turn right now. So if you allow me like 5 minutes to get ready, because I have an issue with my computer. If you allow me 5 minutes, I will be with you in 5 minutes with the presentation. Is it okay?
Your call, Professor Shakir, please. Maybe
because other participants are waiting and we need to wind it up, and I don't know. Every participant need to prepare the PPT in advance, you know.
I did. My presentation, everything is prepared already. It's just I need 5 minutes just to get the computer run, because
and we already
3 to 4
sent
minutes
the
I'll be ready
information
to 3
to
to 4
every
minutes.
participant email that the conference
okay,
was
okay. Professor Shakir, please allow him. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you. No problem. Okay.
All right.
In the meantime, maybe you can perform the water dance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any cultural show.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I think Professor Shakir,
Yes.
I would like to make a small announcement about the presentations. Since all of the presenters have done very well, so we would like to give them some digital confirmation. Okay, maybe certificates of the best certificate presentation. Okay, maybe we have best certificate presentations for all the presenters.
You have in the print form, I think you already printed some of the certificates, including the best paper award in the form of certificate. If
Okay,
you
I
can.
think that is
So
okay.
I'm done. I'm there.
Okay,
Okay,
please,
please share
please.
your screen, please.
Okay, give me a second. Can you see my screen?
I don't see it. Can you please try it again?
I'm sharing now. I think you can see it now.
Yeah, it's good now. Please proceed.
All right. Okay, great. Welcome to my presentation. You said I have around 10 minutes.
Yeah, please just be, yeah, and 10 minutes is the maximum. Thank you.
Okay. So my paper or my presentation is about management accounting and management control in family business, and a literature review. And I will present you, give an introduction. I will share with you the rationale, the method, the search strategy, and I've divided the paper into three sections, which is business, family, and ownership. That is from the three circle model from family business, and I will wrap up or conclude the presentation with a conclusion, limitation, and the future avenues. Due to the limited time, I will just skip the introduction to my person. What is management accounting, management control in family business? What the growth of family business and the popularity through the past decades increased. However, management accounting and control research as established and ongoing field. Both researchers have experience and development in their own fronts. And yeah, family business, management accounting and management control and family business. That's why they have been really jointly examined. That's why I saw the need to look at those two fields with my paper. Similarly, the management accounting and control system and family business actually tend to be informal. So as a result, there is the limited need for professional tools such as management information system and the formal structures in family businesses. And I would like to know more about the role of management accounting and management control in family business and the role of their formal structures and tools. The rational method I made use of the methodology suggested by Tranfield, with the 5 steps like identification of the research, database selection, identification of keywords and terms, selection of studies, and extraction of data and evaluation. They are integrated into stages of a systematic literature review with planning a review, conducting a review, and reporting disseminating. So the search strategy was a comprehensive exploration of the existing research on management control and management accounting by a systematic, thorough search strategy with the two databases, Web of Science and Scopus, and the search strings as described here was used. And the search strategy included actually management accounting, management control, more or less performance management, and family firm and family businesses, family-owned enterprises, in order to capture everything that is available on those field of management accounting and management control and family businesses. And the framework I used for was Prisma, the preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis that allows to identify, screen, and include and exclude. It gives you a guideline to have a systematic literature review and search by identifying records, screening them, and excluding, including, and retrieving, and again excluding papers, and come up then with a final sample of studies that can be then reviewed manually one by one. That is then described later on. So 92 final articles were manually screened, and 24 so basically the amount we had here was more than 200 from Web of Science and Scopus, but the final sample was 92 with 24 articles that has been dismissed. 68 then articles were completely reviewed and 5 articles then will be rejected. So the final sample was 63 with 25 articles referring to management accounting and family firms and 38 management control and in family firms. All right. So yeah, I can skip this. So the framework I used to look at actually is because prior literature has been reviewed and analyzed based on the unique family business related framework. The 3-circle model was eligible for the analysis as that aims to illustrate the dynamics in family business by emphasizing the interconnectedness of family ownership and business. That's why this 3-circle model of family business was used here with ownership, family, and business to analyze their roles regarding management accounting and management control. So family was researched based on MA and MC. So that's the abbreviation for management and accounting and management control. Business for MA and MC, and ownership for MA and MC as well, which will be described in a short. So ownership, family, and business. So we had 25 and 38 as already described, and we have only 1 article or paper on management accounting, 3 on management control for ownership, 4 for family, and 14 for management control. Business has the most papers with 15 on management accounting and 18 on management control. And we have all such as literature review, for example, like already done literature review on management accounting and management control with 5 on management accounting and 3 on management control. And if you look at this, look at the intersection, we have different stakeholder groups for ownership, business, and family. Like ownership here, to give an example, that is non-family, non-manager owners, and the intersection between family and owner is a family owner, and the intersection between all 3 of them, for example, family, ownership, and business, that's the family owner employees that are working within the company. So we have 7 different stakeholders, as you can see here, and we can also see then the stakeholder category, a number of papers dealing with the respective stakeholders for management control, as you can see, and most of them are dealing with number 7, for example. Then number 7 is the family owner involved in the business, like this one, right? And for accounting as well, 18 on 7 and 19 on 6. And 6 is the family member involved in the business but are not owner, right? So that is this intersection, right? Because it's not the owner. So based on this, it has been the papers have been examined and researched. So the business and management control, the overall, all in all, is let me just, so I have, due to the limited time, let me just wrap up with the conclusion, because I have prepared actually business and management control, business and management accounting, family and management control, family and management accounting, ownership and management control, and ownership and management accounting. So all in all, in the conclusion says that the key areas of influence is performance management, sustainability and strategic decision making, and it is the transparency is promoted due to the strategic planning and harmony between family dynamics and business goals. The focus actually is on non-financial goals, says that family businesses prioritize non-financial objectives over complex financial metrics, and the influence of family dynamics allow family culture and shared norms and deep involvement of management that reduces reliance on formal professional practices. And high performance with management accounting, management control, that family businesses that use management accounting and control actually achieve better performance, especially when integrating innovation and sustainability. And successful transitions rely on management strategies to align the family business objectives. And the challenges in balancing family business and business goals is also a subject. with growth and formalization. Since as family business grow, they adopt also more structured management accounting and control system to manage the complexity and the conflict between family and business objective. Balances actually emotional bonds with financial performance that creates conflicts. And family managers may face weakened internal checks, increasing risk of financial inaccuracies. And the adaptable management control system framework is that family owners need flexible management control system that incorporate non-financial metrics such as stakeholder satisfaction to support the long-term sustainability and succession. Limitation of the paper is we have the database constraints with two databases only with Web of Science and Scopus. And we could have more insights that could be gained. The overall result and conclusion would likely remain the same, although you'd have deeper research. Last but not least is the language limitation. We have only English language papers that have been included, potentially with missing insights from non-English studies, but this is unavoidable due to the impracticality of covering all language. The last point here is the future avenues, is that geographical and cultural gaps. Future papers could examine more the geographical and cultural impacts or different cultural impacts on management, accounting, and control in family business or different regions. And we could have comparative studies across cultural environments, behavioral and family dynamics, that the emotional ties in decision making, and we could explore how family members actually emotional bonds, skills, and readiness to influence financial decision making. And the succession planning and sustainability, it's also a big topic. And the critical area for research could be the role of management, accounting, and control in succession planning and long-term sustainability. Knowledge transfer, how management accounting practices could facilitate the transfer across generations and family firms. And the digital transformation and emerging technology and digital tools, the effects of digital transformation, for example, cloud computing, management accounting, management control practices, and AI, a huge topic, the role of artificial intelligence and professionalization and performance measurement and in family business. And last but not least, the research methodologies, diverse approaches could also help here to shed light with different case studies for nuanced insight into MA and MC in family business, and the quantitative surveys and longitudinal studies to provide a holistic view on management accounting, management control, and performance management practices. Thank you very much. I hope I was not too fast. Due to the limited time, I was surprised that I was granted only 10 minutes. That's why I rushed a little bit through the presentation. I hope that was okay as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we understand, and thank you for your excellent presentation. Any questions? Or yeah, okay. Maybe Professor Shakir, would you like to ask any questions? I think interesting presentation
from my side. And yes, thank you so much for presenting your research findings. And I think we are done with all the online participants. And we are coming toward the end of the session. And thank you all for participating in this hybrid session, online as well as in-person session. I hope that the participants of today's conference enjoyed the sessions. And it was really a great experience with all of you, including online participants. Thank you so much once again for participating in this conference. And as per I observed, all the presenters have very good research ideas and had put their efforts for the best. All the papers data in the information I saw was greatly supported by robust methodologies in theoretical frameworks, but still we need to improve it for submitting to different journals. And as I mentioned in the introduction, that if you are serious to submit your paper to the journals, our support team will be there to help you in that. So you can contact me. And some of the participants who are not able to join this session, here is the YouTube channel, and we have uploaded their presentations to our YouTube channel, and you can see it here in the chat box. And you can go to the YouTube channel to see all those papers. Here I'm sharing the chat box. And yes, so the online participant will get their certificates along with proceedings through your email. And I'm also sharing here our email contact, and you can contact us through this email for any questions related to especially publications if you want. This is our email, info@iiarp.org. And I'm also sharing our WhatsApp number. You can add this WhatsApp number if you want to ask for help regarding publication or other things. 601137963849 +60 is a number from Malaysia.
I think you
113.
need to, I think you need to type into the chat box.
Yeah, it's here in the chat box. Yeah. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I'm also sharing our Facebook page link in case if you want to come to see our future activity. Yeah, it's here. So all these information you can save, and if you add the WhatsApp number, I will add you to our WhatsApp group for the future activities, including research projects, workshops, and many other things, future conferences. So that's all from my side. And now I will invite Professor Bilal to have concluding remarks, and then we can proceed to the distribution ceremony. But please keep in mind, just take the banner. And before taking this banner, we need to distribute the certificates among the participants, and please take pictures for every participant. And after that, we will have this banner in front of you, and then a person will take a group photo. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shakir. I would like to ask, I have found a place where it could be better for taking the pictures and also announcing the certificates. It is right next to the banner. Or you would like us to take the banner off from the wall?
No, it will be better if you can take the pictures in front of
Yes,
them.
I think
Yeah.
I can ask here the participant to just take the pictures while I'm announcing. Okay. So thank you very much. It was pleasure for all of you to be here with us, and it is a great honor that we have learned at the same time understood your insights to the researches which you have been doing back into your universities, and we can also further develop these research studies, maybe conducting comparative study from Thailand. If you are interested in, we can hear and exchange the contacts later on. Also from Malaysia or China, like Professor Shakir has mentioned. And since it is time for distributing the certificates, I would like to invite one by one, maybe there. I will call out the names. So for the first participant, I would like to
The
announce
co-author
maybe.
certificates can be received by the presenter. Yeah.
Yes. Apologize. Maybe I would like some of you to take the picture. If you don't, please. Okay. Maybe here. Okay. Maybe Professor Ruth, if you can just move so we just have only one present again. I think it is much better. Yes.
I hope that will look better. Okay. I think it's okay, right? Okay. So here, Chief of the, please be kind to come over. Yes. Thank you. Maybe you need to take your mask off. Otherwise, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your excellent presentation.
Thank you.
And you deserve a big appreciation. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. And the next on Malay. Also, young scholar, very intellect. Okay, you also deserve high appreciation. Okay, all the best. Thank you for all your excellent presentation. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Now I would like to invite Professor Philip. Maybe Professor Philip.
Clark, actually, yeah, Clark. Yeah, I'll just,
Maybe yes.
I'll,
You need. Yeah, it's
that's recorded.
yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
great.
apologize. I'm really sorry about.
No, it's fine.
Excellent presentation. Animation was superb. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I would like to ask Professor Luke. Be kind to come over. Professor Luke for her excellent presentation. Yes. Okay. Maybe we need to come a little bit. Okay. That would be much better. Okay, let's see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your excellent.
Thank you.
Professor Richard H. Derr. I hope I'm pronouncing right. Perfect. Absolutely. Okay. Maybe with the glasses, you will look much more. Okay, thank you for your presentation. And laugh. Professor, and please. And laugh. And please. Your excellent presentation and excellent questions.
Oh, too many questions, too many questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. So it was a pleasure to have you all and wish you a wonderful afternoon. Please be in touch. Okay. If you have anything, just I think maybe I have some pictures. If you have WhatsApp, I can send it right away. Okay. I think maybe we can join on WhatsApp. Yes, we should have a group picture. Okay. Good. Let's have some. I don't have to meet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
I think
Japanese tradition.
Also don't have
that's fine.
Thank you. That's mine.
Excellent, excellent.
Same university with my
That's wonderful.
You need to apologize. We should take a group picture.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I think maybe that would be a memory that we ever had an excellent meeting in Bangkok. Okay.
But will it show?
Yes, will it show? Yeah. I think maybe we can just take it off down. Or maybe take it
Can
down.
you please take this banner out and
Backs to the banner.
oh,
Or maybe
I think that's why you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's good.
She's an idea person.
Much better.
Yeah.
Right?
Looks good. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, say cheese.
For this one.
Okay.
One, two, three.
With this one. With a mini hand. In Thailand, we have a mini hand. So that's a symbol. Yes. Yes. A mini hand.
So we have
Mini hand. For golden tulips and for the organizers. So
thank
I hear you.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, one more.
Just- Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much.
It's very generous. I think I have your contacts now. You have it. Let's give me.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is the goal? What we can do, we can set this up. We have outside. Actually, we have one. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah, I'm so interested in your
to.
European.
I don't know, is it the same in Taiwan?
Yes, but not as.
Yeah.
like, we're still not there yet. But
Say
we will
that.
try. So this is all together on
It's
unit, it's months.
it's very bad. Yeah.
Months.
But I
So right.
went around on a very strange trip.
Okay, so we are just finishing this session with the online participant. Thank you so much for joining this conference. And yeah, you will get your certificates in the series email today. Okay.
What's that? Then we can do one thing. We can.
Sorry, sir, I can't hear you.
Thank you so much.
In China, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. So maybe like, email, or if you have information. I don't know. It's report like email. Yes.
Okay, Professor Bilal, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So I think it's done. And
Yes. Yes.
so please just finish it over there and just finishing it online.
I think we can just let people to have last, appreciation and just let them to have the lunch. That's all.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can share
Thank
you
you
the
so
pictures
much,
with you later.
online participants. So I'm finishing the
Yes.
online session. Thank you so much for joining us. And as I have shared already the contact information, if you have any question, you can add WhatsApp and the email as well, and we will be available. Thank you.
Yes, I am too. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.